Atrocities, gross human rights violations, crimes against humanity, and staggering brutality of the Burmese security forces against ethnic Rohingya Muslims is likely to get prominence at the 14th Islamic Summit Conference of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) to be held in Makkah on Friday. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen said problems faced by Muslims, minorities in non-Muslim countries, and the overall Rohingya situation will get special importance at the conference under the theme Hand in Hand Toward the Future. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is now on a tri-nation tour, will lead Bangladesh delegation at the conference to be attended by delegations representing 148 countries, including observer countries, OIC bodies, and heads of various international organizations, reports UNB. Bangladesh is now hosting over 1.3 million Rohingyas in Cox's Bazar district. Most of the Rohingyas entered Bangladesh since August 25, 2017, amid military crackdown against them in Arakan state. Meanwhile, Amnesty International has gathered new evidence that the Burmese military is committing war crimes and gross human rights violations in Arakan state. The military operation is ongoing, raising the prospect of additional crimes being committed, it said, following a recent investigation in Burma's Arakan state. In the absence of any due process and government accountability, Amnesty International AI called on the UN Security Council to urgently refer the situation in Burma to the International Criminal Court (ICC) and impose a comprehensive arms embargo. Burma's international partners must also rethink about their relations with the Burmese military leadership and implement targeted sanctions against senior officials through multilateral bodies like the European Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, it said. With Myanmar's military committing atrocities as brazenly as ever, it's clear international pressure needs to intensify, said Nicholas Bickelin, Amnesty International's regional director for East and Southeast Asia, on Wednesday. He also stressed again and again the international community has failed to stop the Myanmar security forces' brutality and protect the civilian population. The Security Council was established to respond exactly to these kinds of situations, and it is time it take its responsibility seriously. The news report, No One Can Protect Us, War Crimes and Abuses in Burma's Arakan State, details how the Burmese military, also known as the Tatma Dao, have killed and injured civilians in indiscriminate attacks since January 2019. Two meetings as preparation to the 14th Islamic Summit Conference were held in Jeddah. The OIC senior officials held their meeting in preparation for the summit on May 27th in the presence of member states, delegations, and representatives to the Islamic Forum. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Foreign Ministry Under Secretary for International and Multilateral Affairs Abdul Rahman Al Rasi presided over the meeting that discussed the summit's draft final communique. As monsoon season begins in Bangladesh, Rohingya refugees are working with humanitarian agencies to fortify the flood-prone terrain where they have taken refuge. Diego Cupolo reports from Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. In early May, Cyclone Fani was projected to hit Bangladesh with 175 kilometers per hour, 108 miles per hour, winds and heavy rains. Humanitarian groups sprung into action, dispatching disaster response teams and distributing supplies to the highly vulnerable Rohingya camps, which host over 910,000 refugees along the nation's southern coastal area. Built on hills made of a fine silt-like soil, the camps near the Cox's Bazar district are particularly prone to landslides and flash floods, meaning downpours can wreak havoc on the successive waves of Rohingya refugees who have taken shelter there. As Cyclone Fani approached, arrived. Both refugees and the many agencies that managed the camps watched nervously as the storm veered west, largely missing Cox's Bazar but causing extensive damage in India and western Bangladesh. The episode would serve as a precursor to the potentially catastrophic events that lie ahead. Now, as monsoon season begins in Bangladesh, massive earth-moving projects that have been undertaken over the last year to reinforce camp settlements against the worst weather conditions will be put to the test.